let's start with the benefits of wholesale, because like anything, and like anything in life, there's good things and bad things, okay? And anybody that tells you it's all good is clearly full of shit. There's good things and bad things. So what's the good? Let's start with the good. So wholesaling, the good is it's fast. Wholesaling is super, super quick because you're going to a wholesaler. Typically, that's a wholesaler domestically. In Australia, for instance, you go to an Australian wholesaler, get products. You can have your products on Amazon 2 days later. So the time it takes you to order your product from the wholesaler and put them into FBA, 2 days typically, versus what can be months for private label because you're waiting on, for instance, shipping times to get your product from China into Australia through customs. You're waiting on samples, yada, yada, yada. So that can be months, whereas wholesale, super, super quick, can happen in 2 days if you want it to, given you know what you're going to sell, of course. So there's that. Speed to market. And there's a good argument to be made for speed to market because, particularly when you're starting, your motivation is fragile when you're starting off. So it's good to see results, good to see successes. So is that. I like it for that. Also, your money at risk is lower with wholesaler because your minimum order quantity that you can buy from a wholesaler is much, much less than your minimum order quantity that you can buy from a factory where you're going to private label the product. So let's suppose that your minimum order quantity for some barbecue gloves, I don't know, might be 250 units from your factory. Well, you can buy 2 units from your wholesaler for your barbecue gloves to put them onto Amazon. So much lower total capital at risk. All right. So is that as well. So it's a very cheap way of getting started with a lot lower total capital at risk for you as well. And it's fast. So they're the good things. What are the bad things? Well, bad things are you don't own the brand. So with wholesaling, you're not building your own brand. You're building somebody else's brand. You cannot, let's go with that. So for the most part, you can't private label your wholesale product. It's already got a UPC code on it, meaning that that's what you would then sell on Amazon. So there's that. So the downside to that is you're not the only person selling that product. Anybody else can then go and sell that product too, and your wholesaler has got no interest, nor have they got an incentive to give you an exclusive contract for Amazon. So there's that, which means you could end up very easily in a situation where you and 20 other people are selling the exact same product. And in that situation, it all comes down to price. Not a good place to be. So there's that. Also, another big downside to wholesale is your margin. So the amount of actual profit you make on your wholesale products is a lot less than your private label products, because you're buying from a middleman. The wholesaler, the distributor in Australia, for instance, well, they've put their profit on top of their hard costs. So you're paying not only their hard costs, but you're also paying their profit as well, which means you make less profit as a result of that. So there's that too. So you've kind of got to figure that out for yourself and look at the upsides and look at the downsides and think about what it is you're wanting to do on Amazon. For me, here's how I use wholesale on Amazon. What I do is I use it as a way of testing my product ideas. So if I'm thinking of getting myself into the barbecue gloves category, for instance, then I will use it as an idea, as a way to very, very cheaply test that, Can I make sales? Do I know how to get traffic? Does the traffic I get work? All those different things that's important to know about a business. It's a very, very easy way to test your ideas out. Now, when I'm testing them, I'm not really focused on making a profit, so maybe that's shitty for you. I don't know. But for me, that's a really good way of doing it. If I can break even and at the end of it, know that I should then go and private label a product, then that's a cool thing to know. That's good intel. That's useful data for me. So there's that. If I wanted to make a profit from it, then I would definitely not do wholesale in the USA because it's so competitive. I would personally do wholesale in Australia where it's much less competitive. And that way you can rank your products on page 1 in position 1 really much, much easier. And of course, the best way of ranking a product in Amazon when you've only got a few sales is doing something called search, find and buy. So search, find and buy. Let me just show you what that is. So you would need, when you put a product up onto Amazon, you've got to get some reviews for it. Even if you're only getting a couple of reviews, even if it's a wholesale product, you've still got to get some reviews for it. All right, you don't get to avoid that. There's no way around that. So given that you've got to get reviews anyway, you might as well do it in a way that's also going to rank you on Amazon. So here's how you do that. So you come along to Amazon, your reviewer who you found. I'm not going to cover that. I've covered that heaps of times, how you find your reviewers. What you do is they come to Amazon and they type in the keyword that you want to rank on page 1 for. So it could be barbecue gloves, for instance, like that. Okay. So then they hit search, and then what they do is they scroll through all of these things until they find your product. Oh, there's my product right there, for instance. And then they click through. That all looks good. Okay, fantastic. And then they add it to cart and they check out and buy your product. All right, that's your wholesale product, of course. That is search, find and buy. Search, find, buy. And that is, I have found, the fastest way of ranking a product in a very non-competitive niche like Australia. Works really, really well, ranks really, really quickly. So that's how you would do that to find your products, for instance. So anything else I can tell you? Oh, of course, if you are interested in learning all about wholesale at an advanced level, so you fully understand how to do all this, then you might consider getting my wholesale training course. And to do that, come to the members area, click on advanced training info, go to Amazon wholesale training, click on it, and it will take you to this info page which tells you all about the Amazon wholesale training that I've got. It's very, very good. I get great feedback about it. And if you don't like it, as always, don't worry, you just get your money back. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much, much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales I've used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on, a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.